You changed. You stopped being you.
What's the deal, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Cultivated Minds, and today we're going to be talking about 10 signs you are dealing with a narcissist. Check it out. First and foremost, we're going to just start this off, whether it's a person that you have an idea is this or whatever the case is. I'm not saying to use any of these qualities that you find out, or these traits against them, or to weaponize it against them. Don't do that at all. It's just for you to peep it and observe and understand how to move after this. And what we first gonna get at, no matter who it is you're dealing with or you having ideas like this, it's a mental illness. It's actually a real mental illness, and these people actually need help. They will never most likely admit something like that. They wouldn't go through no therapy, something like that. It makes them feel vulnerable and weak, and that's the position they never want to go back to. But it's a mental illness. But let's get straight into it. Step number one. I brought the notes out for this one today. They have a grandiose sense of self-importance. What I mean by that? So these people feel like they are much more important than everybody else on the planet. It's almost like, let's say that they looking at everybody as like robots almost. Nobody matters on the planet but them. They have a very high sense of self-importance. Okay, I know you're thinking like there's levels to this confidence stuff. That's not really necessarily confidence. That's almost kind of like psychopathic. They feel like they're much more important. They're bigger than everybody. Everybody, they're up here and everybody is kind of peasants, and they need them to do as they say. Step number two, they live in a fantasy world that supports their delusions. So let's say that you guys had some type of project or like a company or something you built together, right? Let's say that you did every single thing, these people's mind, they're probably thinking they started, they founded, they did everything, and they put in all the work. They're gonna they live in a fantasy world. They need everybody to look at them as this person, as the top person or whatever the case is. They live within a fantasy, and they don't want you to ever criticize them or take them outside of that fantasy that they have within their mind. So if you saying something like, they're gonna feel attacked. So because they have to stay in that that grandiose, that fantasy land that they live in within their minds. Step number three, attention seekers. They need constant praise and attention. They want to be the center of attention. So let's say that you're a person who gets attention, without asking for it. Maybe you're funny, or just maybe you're a person who's entertaining, or whatever the case is. They hate that. They probably gonna throw a couple little sly kind of jokes at you. They might feel like they're gonna might feel a little envy. They're gonna get very irritable about the fact that you're getting attention, they're not, because that's where the term narcissistic supply comes in. They need attention. They need excessive admiration about them. That's how they survive. Either that or using and manipulating, abusing people. So it's gonna be either or. But they do need that excessive amount of attention. They want to feel like a demigod around people. And really half the time they have a lack of a coherent sense of self, and that's why they feel the need to do that, because really deep down inside they're insecure, and they need that for people, like I said, to keep them going, their flame afloat, to make them feel like they have that security, or that grandiose sense of self that they create in their minds. Step number four, these people have a sense of entitlement. So with these people, they feel entitled to a lot of things. Let's say that you missed their call, or you didn't get back to them that day. Maybe you worked too much, or you had things going on, and then you try to get back to them the next day. These people feel so entitled. They feel like there's no way that you can get back to them this late. They're the only person on the planet, that actually matters, that you only need to contact them. You shouldn't have been doing anything else. There's no way you could have been busier than me, or you had so much going on. They feel entitled. These people feel entitled to, certain, like I said, attention, to certain people's time, and like I say, the only thing that matters is them. Everybody's kind of an extension of them. They look at it like, this person is a hotel, this person is a car, this person is a refrigerator. You're all kind of objects to them. You get what I'm saying? Nobody else is really like much human beings to them. They have a sense of entitlement. Step number five, they lack empathy. I don't know if some of you guys seen the show Dexter and how he kind of never could feel anything when something happened to anybody outside of himself. But I mean, that's basically how it is. So if anything, you know, let's say it's some type of funeral, or, you know, it's another person's family, or something happened to somebody else, it doesn't matter. They lack the empathy. They don't feel it. They feel none of that. They lack it. If it has nothing to do with them, it's not affecting them, they could care less. You know, it doesn't matter to them at all. You know, they can put on a whole fake mask, an image, whatever the case is, to make you know, they're almost like actors, but the whole time they feel nothing. They lack it. Step number 6, gaslighting. You know, some people kind of thinking, you know, what is gaslighting? So that's basically when they try to distort your reality, you know, of something. That's how they manipulate you, by, you know, having you question your own memory or reality. Let's say that a situation happened and you know this is exactly what happened. Let's say nobody else was there, or you don't have the full proof or the picture. They tend to forget a lot. Then it never happened to them. You know, they try to distort your reality. Oh, that never happened because blah, 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 or that never happened because etc. You know, they're always going to kind of have something to get back, but they're going to gaslight. They want you to not believe in, you know, in self, or what you actually saw was true. They're going to try to make it seem like it's not fact. They're going to manipulate you. Step number 7, these people never take responsibility. Let's say that this person came over your house and they stole something, and you seen them steal it right before your eyes. You can even probably have it on videotape. They are not going to take it. They're going to be like, I'm going to be like, yo, why did you steal that? They're going to be like, I'm sorry you feel that way. And you kind of like, what are you talking about? Like, I just seen you steal it. You need to put it back. And they're going to say, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry that you feel like people steal a lot, but I'm going to dismiss myself and leave your house now. And you kind of going to be like, huh? What? Like, that's what I'm getting at. They don't take responsibility. They feel like they're being attacked, you know, when you're telling them something or calling them out for something they had. Because like I said, it's that that delusion in their mind. You know, if they lack a coherent sense of self. So if you're not shown, if you don't look at them like the perfect self that they envision within their delusions, then they will dismiss it. They're not gonna say anything. They're not gonna, you know, apologize or it never happened in their mind. You know, that's what I mean by they you know, take responsibility. Step number 8, projection. So let's say that these people are in a relationship. These can be the people that probably have cheated 100 times. So now in the back of their mind, they're insecure and they keep thinking their partner has to be doing it too. They'll start projecting that their partner is cheating. Let's say the partner doesn't do any of this at all, and they'll project those things. Or, you know, if we're gonna even make it a more generalization of a statement, any bad quality or something they have, let's say they criticize people, like they tell their partner, you criticize a whole lot. These are people that probably tell you, you know, you're a narcissist. You know, they're going to try to put that onto you because, you know, they're always trying to project their bad qualities onto somebody else so they don't have to deal with it. You know, another form of them not taking responsibility. Chances are, even if a narcissist turn on this video, they probably turn it right off within the first 3 seconds. Like, what are you talking about? Step number 9. These people are usually liars. I think they see life as kind of like, you know, winners and losers, like survival of the fittest. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a whole survival game to them. So by any means, any cost, they're gonna, you know, win, even if they gotta step on your toes, whatever the case is. So lying is nothing to them. It's almost like second nature. They think, you know, it's a part of life. It's like a game, and they might be, you know, hyper competitive to where it's like, you know, in a toxic way to where they're gonna do whatever they can. So lying is like nothing to them. You know, they're gonna continuously lie and probably, you know, change up stories and narratives to whatever fits them. You know, lying it's really not, it's like second nature to them, like I said. And step number 10, they are incapable of self-reflection. So these people right here, like I was stating earlier, you know, they can do something, don't take the responsibility, they feel no type of way, they lack empathy. These people, you know, you might feel like you can make them feel guilty or shame or feel bad, whatever. They don't feel those things. They are incapable of, you know, introspection. They are incapable of, you know, being conscious of these kind of things. They are incapable of feeling any type of remorse for the things they do. Like I said, it's like a winners type game for them. You know, winners win, losers lose. You know, it's survival game. You know, they probably been feeling like they had to be in survival mode since they were younger. You know, these people are usually overcome by their trauma since, you know, they had when they were kids or whatever the case is. And a disclaimer, I'm not saying that they're the only people with trauma. Of course, we all have it, but I'm saying they're usually overcome by it. So a lot of times the things they do has nothing to do with us. It has a lot to do with them, and they're just afraid to overcome and get over that trauma, because now they're afraid they're going to be vulnerable again, and whatever happened to make them that way, they're going to feel like they're going to be back in that boat, you know, to where they can be vulnerable for somebody to take advantage, or, you know, whatever happened to them, so they don't ever want to feel that way again. So they're overcome by the trauma, and they usually project that and put that onto others, and that's why they move and maneuver the way they move. And, you know, with them, as long as they got, you know, narcissistic supply, people, you know, admiring them and, you know, doing things for them, stuff like that, they're never worried. You know, it's just like these people don't change. They just change their victims. And, you know, from my understanding, the root of it, you know, usually comes from a resistance to feeling vulnerable, you know, with anyone at any time. You know, they usually were over sheltered, and, you know, they were neglected. And like I say before, another disclaimer, just because you was over sheltered and neglected doesn't mean you're going to turn out this way. I'm just saying usually what the root of these people come from. But yeah, they're usually either one of the two, overly sheltered, you know, or maybe neglected. So now, like I said, they had to operate in survival mode. You know what I'm saying? They still living within that trauma bubble that they had, or whatever the case is, and everything is just, you know, take, you know, whatever they can. They might even, you know, sacrifice a person that they love, you know, to get what they need. You know, it's just, to them, it's just a game of winning. It's all a big old video game. But the best thing you can do is just stay away from these type of people. Like, once you identify, it doesn't matter, you know, who it is, how close you feel like you are to them, whether it's, you know, mom, dad, grandma, cousin, whatever, aunt, you know, etc. Just got to stay away from these type people, you know, because they kind of ain't gonna do nothing but put you in turmoil and just destroy, you know, want to dominate, always be in some type of like unhealthy situation, unhealthy boundaries, just toxic type people. So yeah, just stay away. But, you know, this is 10 signs that you are dealing with a narcissist. Go ahead and build me in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. This is Cultivated Minds, and I'm signing out.